Good morning, students. Today let me explain you about the last concept of this rabbit type study, that is urinogenital systems. Coming to male urinogenital system, it includes a pair of testes and a pair of epidermis, a pair of vasa deferentia, urethra, penis and some accessory glands. Coming to testes, these are small oval pink colored bodies covered inside the thin walled sacs of hairy skin present outside the abdominal cavity called scrotum. However, in newborn rabbits, these are located inside the abdominal cavity near the kidneys, but at puberty they descend into scrotal sacs. And it is very interesting to know that they descend only during breeding season but will withdraw into the abdominal cavity during non-breeding seasons. Very unusual thing that is seen among mammals. And this is seen only in rodents like these rats and rabbits. Then epidermis. The epidermis is an irregular, narrow and convoluted tubule of great length. And it has three subdivisions: caput epidermis, cauda epidermis and corpus epidermis. The epidermis serves to store and nourish spermatozoa. Then comes the vasa deferentia. The basal end of each epidermis leads into a yellowish white straight and muscular tube, the sperm duct or vas deferens. Then urethra. The neck of the urinary bladder and vasa deferentia open into a thick-walled muscular duct, the urethra, and it is a common passage for both urine and semen, hence called urinogenital duct, which opens at the tip of the penis as male urinogenital aperture. So this is what the diagram related to this male urinogenital system, and as you see here, there will be a urinary bladder, and that urinary bladder leads to the it leads to urethra, and that urethra it leads to a component what is called as penis. So urethra enters directly into penis, and at the tip of the penis there is a fold of skin what is called as glans penis or prepuce. Okay, and the other such important components of this urinogenital system is with reference to the male reproductive system. So here we can see this spermatic duct, and this is what about vas deferens, and at the base of vas deferens there is the presence of the masculinus uterus, which is considered to be the chamber which receives the sperms produced by the testes. And I have already told you that there is a component at the base of the spermatic duct or the spermatic cord what is called as epidermis. And this epidermis is divided into three divisions like caput epidermis, corpus epidermis and cauda epidermis, the details of which I already explained you in the previous slide. And the male gonads, what are called as testes, as I already told you, these are located inside the scrotum. That is a sac-like structure which covers the testis. So this is with reference to the details of male urinogenital system. Coming to female urinogenital system, it includes a pair of ovaries, a pair of oviducts, a pair of uteri, vagina, vestibule, clitoris and some accessory glands. Coming to ovaries, these are small whitish oval bodies about 2 centimeters long, and they are found behind the kidneys, and each ovary is attached to the dorsal abdominal wall by a double fold of peritoneum called mesovarium. And each ovary contains several small, rounded, semi-transparent projections called ovarian follicles or Graafian follicles. Coming to oviducts, Each oviduct opens anteriorly close to the outer border of the ovary of its side by a wide funnel called fallopian tube or fallopian canal or oviducal canal or funnel. And the opening of the funnel or ostium is fimbriated, that is, it is beset with the many cilia to receive the minute ova released by the ovary. The funnel leads into the upper part of the oviduct. It is short, narrow, coiled, and internally ciliated duct called fallopian tube. Ova pass through this duct by ciliary action, and fertilization also occurs here in the fallopian tube region. The fallopian tube is followed by a much wider, longer, convoluted, thick-walled muscular tube, the uterus. Fertilized ova get implanted on the uterine wall to develop into embryos or fetuses. So it is actually in this region of the uterus that implantation, or what is called as the attachment of the fertilized egg, or what is called as the early embryo or the zygote, is going to attach, and the process is called implantation. Next component, vagina and vestibule. The uteri of both the sides meet into a long, wide median duct, the vagina. It opens posteriorly into the neck of the bladder to join the urethra, forming a narrow, common urinogenital canal or vestibule. It runs backwards to the rectum and opens into the exterior by a slit-like aperture called the vulva. The vagina serves to receive the penis of the male during copulation. Then about clitoris. It is a small erectile knob-like projection that arises from the anterior wall of the vulva. Coming to some accessory sex glands or reproductive glands. The female reproductive system also has some accessory glands like Bartholin's glands or Cowper's glands, and their secretion lubricates the vaginal passage, and apart from these two, it also has perineal glands and rectal glands too. Then about this diagram of female urinogenital system, as it is already explained to you that it consists of uterus, what you can observe here, and that uterus leads to a fine tubular structure on both the sides, what is called as fallopian tube, and that fallopian tube, it connects to the funnel-like structure, what is called as oviducal funnel, and which will have this serrated projections, what is called as fimbriae, and that will hold this ovary of that particular side, that is either of the right side or the left side. And this right ovary or the left ovary, it is actually connected to the fimbriae or this oviducal funnel with the help of a covering, what is called as mesovarium. And the uterus later, it continues as vagina, and this vagina, it will continue as a small wide opening called vestibule, and this vestibule, it is a common passage for urine also, because the urinary bladder also comes and joins into this vestibule, which will later continue as the opening to the exterior, what is called as vulva. And surrounding this female reproductive system, as I already told you in that previous slide, that it will consist of some accessory sex glands called perineal glands and bulbourethral glands. Bulbourethral glands are also called Cowper's glands, and they will be associated with the female reproductive system or the female genital system. So these are some informations or the important aspects of the female urinogenital system in rabbit. So with this I have completed this rabbit type study. Thank you.